Like,
All
I wanted to
right.
say that other piece.
Yeah, so that is the work of an amazing artist. For
Mhm.
those of you who don't know by the name, oops, I just want to find her name.
Yeah, give her credit, please. That was
Yeah.
magnificent. Felt like I was watching a dream. Someone in the comments said, I feel like I'm watching a bad dream. To me, it just felt like a dream.
Oh, this was Bosch, AI by Bosch.
Yeah,
Bosch is the name of the author.
I love the
Uh,
costumes.
AI, she's does some great Kelly Bosch.
Kelly
Kelly
Bosch.
Bosch, if you'd like to support her work, AI by Kelly Bosch.
Mm.
And I thought that was so whimsical and beautiful. I thought we have to
Oh,
have her here. We have to, she belongs on the Oracle of, she is one of us. Didn't you all look at that
yeah.
imagery and think, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is one of us? This is one
Mm-hmm.
of us.
Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't have someone like her on the show as a guest sometime.
Ooh, that might be fun.
Maybe
So
we could pursue her, track her down, see if she'd like to be on Taco
very,
Tuesdays.
yeah. So listen, how are you doing, Chucky Poo? How are
Oh
you
my
doing? I
God.
know a lot of crazy stuff is going on in your neck of the woods. You've got, you're overdoing your home. What's the latest there?
Oh my God. I don't think people want to hear about all the organization I'm still working on in my home, all the work I'm doing, all the projects. I'm still waiting on my contact lenses to come in. And as I wait, the corneas keep shifting shape, and I have to just dig through old pairs of eyeglasses till I find something that I can see out of. And I found these ancient things from 30 years ago, which I'm going to need to see
Oh,
today on the show.
those
But,
are cute, though.
well, they're going to do. They're going to have to do. And I see you're wearing some very
Oh,
beautiful specs
yes.
that make you look quite studious. I like them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm just putting some stuff up here. So, what are you thinking about the latest in the news? Have you gotten a chance to take a look at that?
Well, the latest in the news, let's see, we have more stuff going on with the Epstein files. No surprise there. More controversy about Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl show. I don't know, a Nancy Guthrie, very big in the news. Did you see that today about I think it was the doorbell camera? They saw it took, I don't know why it took so long to retrieve this footage, but I understand it was extremely complicated to do so. That's why they didn't do it when it first happened, but it was footage of a man wearing a ski mask, and he was coming to tamper with the camera that morning, the morning of the evening of when she was abducted. And so they're looking for clues right now. They've already shown it to the Guthrie family. They didn't recognize the person, but I think they could see a few things like his eyes, his eyebrows, even a hint of facial hair. They were even able to watch his mannerisms, the stance he took when he walked, the way he slouched over a
Yeah,
little.
he
All those things were
because it was, he
characteristic.
didn't want his face to be recognized by the camera. So
Mhm.
part of why he
So they were looking at
slouched
his
was
body
to
language.
keep, he was going this way so that his face wouldn't meet the camera.
Yeah.
So, as many people know, Grok has gotten in trouble in the past because Grok can undress you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so Grok had been doing things like, you know, undressing
Mm-hmm.
people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So this is who we're looking for, according to Grok.
Really? That's
White guy, blue eyes.
facial hair, the mustache. They were able to see the
Yeah,
eyebrows, the eyes.
yeah.
That's amazing. They
This
could do
remember
that.
when I had said I thought he was a little taller, the guy I was looking for, a white
Yeah.
guy. He was part of a group of 2 or 3. He'd been
Yeah.
involved in crime in the area, was local.
Right.
That was
They
who I picked out, and appears that Grok agrees with me. So
yeah.
the oracle strikes again. So I don't know, Chuck. What are you feeling about this?
Well, they were saying from that tiny little bit of footage, they could make a determination about his height, his weight. They seem to feel that the body language was quite revealing. That's why they wanted to show it to the Guthrie family first. And they were even talking about things like the ski mask, the jacket. Would it be possible to trace those to maybe online sources where they could have been ordered or purchased? Now, granted, this would be extremely complicated, but it would further help the case in tracing it to an individual person. But I have not seen this. This is amazing.
I just feel, let me see if I can open up Grok for you guys and get a better image for you of what Grok came up with. The guy I saw, his hair was longer, but you can't really see because he was wearing a mask.
I remember you said brown hair.
Yeah, brown hair, white guy.
Well, also,
because they were talking about the cartel, and I got completely thrown for a loop because when I went in as the captor, I was like, no, I'm from here. I come from here. And they were like Latino gangs. I'm like, I didn't feel like I was with a Latino gang at all. I wasn't getting that at all. I felt like I was a local kid, maybe got into a little bit of drug trouble, maybe had some meth, or some drugs in my background.
I kept getting the hit. I kept hearing the word amateurs, like rank amateurs who didn't know what the hell they were doing. These were not savvy, sophisticated kidnappers by any means. And also I was going to say, because I'm assuming this is what Grok has estimated he looks like. Maybe he does have long hair.
Yeah.
What could they tell when
Grok couldn't determine. Grok couldn't determine.
Yeah, so that may not be accurate there with the short hair. But
Grok cannot determine anything other than Grok did confirm eye color. I said, how do you know about the eye color? He said, because when the light hit, when he analyzed and reduced the light, Grok can do amazing things.
Yeah.
He was able to add light and get the eye color.
Astounding.
So this is the guy we're looking for.
Wow. I wonder if this image has been shown to the Guthrie family or something similar to it. And maybe they're just being quiet about this for security reasons.
You wonder why a kid like this gets involved in something like this.
Well, my initial hit, when I said I felt like it was just rank amateurs, probably kids like this who thought, oh, here's this celebrity's mother, and we can make some big money if we kidnap her and ask a ransom. That was probably their thinking and their naivete, not thinking about how much trouble they were going to get into, the fact that this woman could die on them, how the FBI is out on them, the whole world is watching the story.
That was what I was picking up too.
Yeah.
So
I
you
mentioned
were
on the show.
You felt that franticness also.
Oh my God. I talked about this last Thursday when I tapped into the energy of the situation. I think it was partially Nancy, partially the family, but I was just feeling huge distress. I mean, worry, sorrow, grief. I could feel physical pain. The woman had at that point been without her pain medication for several days, without her heart medicine. She was probably scared to death, but I was getting at that time she was still living.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, thank you, Chuck. Thank you. I know you're an amazing empath, so I appreciate all you contribute. So this is making me feel like we did good work, Chuck, because this is pretty much who I saw in my vision. Yeah. So good work, comrades. So I mean, I agree with you. It felt to me like it was amateurs, that they were local punks, that he had gotten in trouble with the law before.
Yeah.
And that I didn't think it was the son-in-law. I didn't get that at all.
I know there was that speculation.
Yeah, no, this is not the son-in-law. This is someone entirely different height, different weight, different eye color, everything.
Though I think I saw something in the news today that Savannah Guthrie's sister, the police have been stepping up their investigation of the property around there, for whatever that means.
Yeah, if they had dumped the body or something. We're not allowed to do that. This is an entertainment channel. We can't go. I mean, even Jesus didn't predict deaths and things. So with certain things, we're not allowed.
I don't want to go there.
We keep it light and lively here, people. We keep it light and lively. Yes. Well, Chucky Poo, would you be so kind as to say hello to everyone who's kind enough to join us? Then we will do the empath prayer. I know you want that. And then we will blitz away and get to all of your wonderful questions. We're so happy to have you here. Chuck and myself. So
Indeed we are.
let's say hi. What you drinking? What you eating? Where are you coming from? Tell us who you
I
are.
can see right now. We of course have our wonderful Joel Tilson, our floor director, who is already starting to pepper us with some questions here.
Oh, I bet he is.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you so much. And let me scroll past all of these. And we have Intuitive Kathy. Hello, my friend. We have Gigi. We have Brenda Rakestraw. We have, this is where my glasses are failing me here. Pat Sparrow 11. We have Ann 58.
These are my Tina Feys, by the way. People are asking.
I don't know what to call these things.
You guys ever seen Tina Fey's black glass? I wanted to have her glasses, so I went and bought them. Yeah, these are the Tina Feys.
Yeah, hopefully
you like the comedian Tina Fey?
I love Tina Fey. I'm a big fan of hers, and she is a graduate of the University of Virginia, just like my big sister.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, only she graduated. No, wait, my sister graduated 1 year before Tina Fey was born.
Oh.
Yes, she's my big sister.
Well, I know where she gets her glasses because I just bought her glasses.
Did you? Well, they look fabulous on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be glad when I get my contact next week so I can finally see again.
I don't know if they're exactly the same brand, but it's the same. I wanted the design.
What's the design? You got the essence of Tina Fey there.
Yeah, I really wanted those glasses. But I found the same ones, her signature glasses, available. I Googled it. I found them for what is that, eyes.com or whatever. And
sure.
You know, a lot of people are buying the Tina Fey glasses.
I'm not surprised. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. She's beloved, respected, and she looks sensational in glasses. Yeah.
So this is me wear. So this is those glasses on me.
I like your other glasses too. These look great on you. They look terrific.
Yeah. So I think was it eyes.com or something like that. It's the place where you get glasses, Doc. You know that place where you get the eyes. Anyway, they had the Tina Fey, so I went ahead and got them. It was like $250, and it included a correction with stigmatism and all that.
I have astigmatism also. I'm nearsighted, and I have astigmatism, and I'm also that age where I need up close vision also.
Did we say hi to everyone yet?
We can always keep saying hi to people here. I'm just having trouble seeing here. Let's see. Let's see if I can read this better. Georgie Grudge, did I say that right?
Georgie Porgy.
Forgive me if I'm mangling your names here. I mean, I have trouble sometimes pronouncing anyway, and now I'm.
We have to announce that we're taking the trip to Europe. Also.
Yes.
Chuck, do you want to make the announcement? Or
well, let's see.
Did we pick Paris? Because now I'm thinking Spain or Portugal.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Well, I keep watching these videos. Anyway, you tell. Chuck and I are going on vacation. We're doing spring break together. We're taking the show on the road. We had picked. It was a cross between Quebec or Paris.
And
you guys wanted to see Paris more, but now I'm thinking, what about Spain or Portugal?
Well, I've been to Spain enough times lately, but I haven't.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I've been to Barcelona a couple of times, but Paris, I haven't been to Paris since 1998. I've been there 4 times. This will be my 5th.
We're supposed to go to Paris.
I love Paris.
Well, I love the food because I'm part French. I just kind of
love the food. I love the food.
People just kind of love me when I show up and start yelling at me in French.
No, we were. You had mentioned Quebec, and that was certainly a good choice. But you asked on the Sunday show, and I chimed in. I said, "No, I want to go to Paris. I want to go to Paris, please."
I'm not going to fight you. We'll do Paris.
No, but where else would you like to go? I'm open. I'm flexible.
I think I want to go to the south of France. So I think flying into Paris makes the most sense.
It makes sense.
So we spend about 5 days there. I don't want to spend a lot of time there because I want to get to the south of France.
Well, I've never been to the south of France. So this will be new for me also. It'll be a great experience. And do you think we can do a live show?
Yeah.
From there? It'll be like 3 a.m. over there, but we could probably pull it off. And we'll shoot lots of video segments. And we'll make it an adventure. We're really taking this show on the road, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Well, let's see what the floor director, everybody give a warm welcome to the all-powerful Joel Attilson, the official floor director for the Oracle of Whimsy. He says unredacted Epstein files were dumped today with many famous individuals and royal Middle Eastern members of the Saudi family. And I read some of that where Mohammed bin Salman was talking about how much he loves Epstein and how we can be friends. The Quran says you can marry a Muslim, you can marry a Jew, or you can marry a Christian. So this is proof to me that we can be friends. And you are such an amazing man. So I don't know what Epstein did for the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, but the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is starting to get a terrible reputation, not only for chopping up Khashoggi, but beating his wife half to death and putting her in the hospital more than once. They're now estranged and separated. But, he has a reputation for wife beating. And now what's also leaked is that now he's hanging out with Epstein. Epstein was flying to Saudi Arabia so much he had a residency in Saudi Arabia and a fake Saudi Arabian identity.
It is just astounding the level of influence, international influence, it's turning out that Epstein has had all along here as more and more of this is being revealed. And, I said, I think last week, I don't want to use a cliche like the tip of the iceberg, but that's exactly what it feels like. There is just so much more to be revealed. And what we're already getting is incredibly shocking. We've already seen it bring down the former Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
It turns out King Charles undoubtedly had access to these files, and he's probably taken more action than most have. But the royal family is still in a lot of trouble because I understand that Andrew is now open to a lot more police investigation, and it's possible the king and Camilla may be called forth to testify, and this could further bring down the entire royal family.
Yeah, evidently they're apologizing now to Meghan. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't heard about this.
Let me see if I can find this as well. People are basically saying, if we had known this, and it's just interesting. I was watching that show. There's a channel that's owed to the Sussex family, Sussex Family Squad. I don't know. Let me see if I can find this. People are starting to wake up about Meghan and Harry. Let me see if I can. Oh, okay. I'm going to try and open this for people. What they say about Meghan and Harry now is, what was the crime of Meghan and Harry? She was a black woman that fell in love with a prince. That was the crime of Meghan and Harry. Mm-hmm. Whereas this guy, Andrew is going down. He is just going down.
And deservedly so.
Hi. First of all, I'd just like to start off by saying, on behalf of the British public, I'd like to formally apologise to Meghan Markle, because in comparison to what's happening now, that woman was not bringing down the monarchy. This looks to me like King Charles has to step away from the throne, because even though Andrew's done this, there's a lot of suspicion on what he knew as his brother, what the late Queen knew, what Camilla knew. She's been in that family for decades. I don't believe the Randy Andy that the press used to call him was just him having flirtations with adult women.
No.
I believe.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's disgusting and tawdry as it is. Let's talk about it. One thing that's coming to light is just how much Queen Elizabeth enabled her son. He was her favorite. She's the one who kept bailing him out, getting him out of trouble, financially assisting him. And I understand that was always to the great chagrin of Charles. And I remember reading articles about this in Vanity Fair years before Queen Elizabeth died. They said King Charles, when Charles became king, he was going to extract his revenge on his brother and even the score.
Good
he was
God, seriously?
He was sick to death of the Queen making Andrew such a favorite, but also enabling a lot of really immoral behavior. Yeah.
Wow. That's so interesting, because William and Harry have that same battle. And then to find out that it's the other generation is also going through the same thing. that this seems to be something that happens with royals, is that the older and younger brother, the heir and the spare, are fighting.
Yes, yes. Well, I understand with Charles, when he was born, it was when Queen Elizabeth was Princess Elizabeth. Her father was starting to get ill. She was having to go out and assume a lot of his duties already, so she had very little time for him. He was often left with nannies. And then when I think he was 3 years old, she became the queen. I could be wrong on that, or he was maybe a little older. And then once she was queen, she did not have time for him at all. So he didn't get that motherly nurturing that Andrew apparently did get later on when she was more settled in her position and was able to give more time to her latter two children.
Well, Andrew with his teddy bears, he just sounds really mentally deranged.
72 teddy bears.
Tell the audience what we're talking about, because they might not know what we're talking about.
Well, from what I know of it, he has a collection of about 72 bears.
Right.
And there's a servant whose job is to come in every morning and arrange the bears into a pyramid shape, a perfect pyramid on top of the bed. And it's also my understanding that Queen Elizabeth used to gift him a lot of the teddy bears.
That's really pretty damn crazy.
Well,
okay. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Joel, you want to try read it?
Well, let me see if I can read this here. Okay, F-35 Air Force jets are now in the Middle East today on standby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still feeling like there's no way we can get out of this?
It feels too inevitable.
Yeah.
But I hope that it will be swift. It'll be over with soon. I like to believe something.
I think so, unless... The only way it wouldn't be swift is if Iraq decides to do something stupid and wipe out the country that they barely have.
Oh, God.
Or some other, or Pakistan does something, or because I don't think anyone is coming to rescue Iran. I don't think China's coming to rescue Iran, and I don't think Russia's coming to rescue Iran.
No, and you've predicted this yourself. You and Grok.
Right.
You and Grok.
All right, so let's get into it. The Bad Bunny halftime show is receiving mixed reviews. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. What are you thinking, people?
Well, there was certainly a lot of controversy, particularly from the MAGA people, that, well, there was issue over the fact that a lot of it was in Spanish, that it celebrated Puerto Rican culture, that it wasn't American enough. I mean, BS like that. And Donald Trump, of course, heavily criticized it in one of his late night Truth Social postings. But then there have been other people who have loved it, who have said that, I read one quote, over the span of 13 minutes, Bad Bunny gave MAGAs lessons in empathy, diversity, unity, and geography. He, love, and America won. And I thought it was a great halftime show. Did you see it, Whimsy?
Yeah, I did. And I really like the way that they used the space to create multiple scenes.
Yeah.
That he was able to move through multiple scenes of the American experience of what it is to be an American.
An American. That's
right.
right.
Everything from a hard day's work to coming home to your family, to creating a family, but also to all of the contributions that immigrants give to our country.
Yes.
Whether it was the guy that was working in the field, or the guy that was, working at, who owned the store where the engagement ring was, each of them were contributing something to the economy, something to the fabric of the country. And I think it was important the way that he was able to show all of that in those various different vignettes.
It was extremely well thought out and planned. And Bad Bunny was very conscious of the importance of those 13 minutes. Those may have been the most important 13 minutes of his entire life when you consider the message he had to give, the essential message he had to give. And
do you think that there was anything legitimate about the complaints? For example, the fact that this is not in English, this is not American, it wasn't in English, we don't understand one word that's being said. Do you think there's any legitimacy to that?
Well, I mean,
because I evidently the energy in the stands, 80,000 people, they say were were standing on the seats
Oh, it was
screaming. They said
beautiful.
people were going wild in the stadiums.
You know what?
Evidently.
The music and the energy was universal. It's like saying, well, I don't want to go to an opera because it's in Italian or it's in German or French. I'm sorry, you still get the emotional experience of it, what really counts. And Bad Bunny was factoring all of that in.
Mm-hmm.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Jolson says, what about the possibility that they could have used closed caption?
I have to believe that that was even a deliberate decision. I mean, I personally would not have had a problem with captions, but I'm sure they mulled
It would have
over
blocked the
everything.
art. It would have blocked the art, and I think
It would
that
have diminished it.
you could ascertain from the stories. It was a city block with people dancing. It was a
Yeah,
wedding scene with
a
people
block party.
celebrating. I mean, you got
Celebration of life.
yeah, you got the
and
basic
culture.
feel. I think
Of
it was
course you did.
fine.
I thought it was wonderful.
My favorite of all time, though, I have to be honest, if I'm saying my favorite all-time halftime performance I tip my hat to Lady Gaga, Born
Oh
This
God, I
Way.
love her. I
gotta
love
say, it
her.
was enlightenment. I agree with the man that said he became enlightened. After I heard that a man became enlightened watching it, I said, I gotta watch this Lady Gaga performance, Born This Way. And I got a little enlightened too. It was an amazing performance.
Yeah, I don't know the story behind it, if she was asked or if she asked to be part of it, but she certainly knew that the relevance of her presence and her name was only going to elevate this even further. And Gaga I've seen her on stage. I saw her.
Oh my God, lucky
I
you.
saw her at the Hollywood Bowl, where we saw Paul Simon. Saw her at the Hollywood Bowl with Tony Bennett back in 2015.
Oh, wow.
Greatest concert I've ever seen in my life. And I've
Seriously?
seen Streisand. Yeah. Oh, just incredible. Both of them. You had two performers just at the absolute peak of their abilities. Tony Bennett was like 89 at the time, and he was hitting these high notes. I don't know how that man was doing it. And Gaga would come out and just get standing ovation after standing ovation. It was electrifying.
Wow. Was it right before? Was it after he had gotten diagnosed?
I don't know if he had been diagnosed yet, but I don't think it had been announced to the world yet. And certainly there was no sign of it during the show that I saw.
And he had no memory of the performance. Like when she went onto the stage, his last performance, do you know who I am? And he said, Lady Gaga, like he could remember who she was.
I think a lot of us cried when we watched that.
But I think the reporter talked to him the next day and said, oh, I really liked you. You did a great performance in Vegas. Oh, I did? I have no memory. He had no memory that he had performed 2 days earlier with Lady Gaga. He was just like, oh, do I know you? Like I did? Oh, okay.
Remember when he sang for the very last time ever, I Left My Heart in San Francisco, and Gaga took his hand and said, Tony, nobody in the world sings this like you. Would you please sing it for us? I mean, and then after he was done, she said, Mr. Bennett, may I please have the honor of escorting you from the stage? And you could just see the love and the devotion.
Yeah.
Gaga even said she considered him her family.
I bet she did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, that was the chemistry I saw at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah. So that was my favorite. That was my favorite performance, was her at the Hollywood Bowl, at the halftime. All right. We're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to do some blitzes. We are going to blitz away. Be sure and let us see your questions. Make sure to have a question mark so we can get to everybody's questions. If you or someone you love would like to receive a healing at this time, go ahead and give us your name or the name of the person you want us to pray for, and we will include them in our prayers today as we all bring in the empath's prayer. Thank you all for being here. We're all glad. We're glad to see you all here.
We're very glad to see you.
Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself in this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say, Amen.
Amen.
And for those of you who are requesting a healing at this time, we come together at this time and we pray. We pray that you and those you love receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and in spirit. And together again, collectively, we say, Amen, Amen, Amen. Amen. May all souls be healed.
May all souls be
May
healed.
all souls be healed. Wow, got some lovely prayers in there, got some good energy.
Yeah, great energy.
So guess what I tried to make today and I kind of failed?
What? What did you fail at, Whimsy?
I tried to make a tuna casserole.
And you failed at a tuna casserole?
It just was dry. You know why? Because I thought I would throw an egg in it, like some people throw an egg in it to make it stiff.
Yeah, give it more protein also.
And also to add more protein.
Yeah.
But it really dries it out. I think I added too much egg.
Why do you think that is?
Too much egg. And not enough milk.
Well,
but I have learned.
Try again.
Try again. I know it's a Southern thing. You guys make great casseroles.
I don't. I can't boil water.
I know you
I am helpless in the kitchen. I can bake. That's the weird thing. I can bake, as you know, from my carrot cake. I can bake, but I don't know why I can't cook. That gene did not get passed on to me from my mother. Anyway, shall we read this? I'll read this. They also highlighted PR. Heather Cox Richardson wrote a great letter about the history of PR. It completely explained the halftime show. You guys should read it. I will, because usually I do read Heather Cox Richardson. I know you
like her.
I love her. If I don't read her, I usually listen to her daily podcast. I also love her videos on YouTube. From Joel Tilson. I'm sorry about my eyes here. Special ops forces are scattered throughout the Middle East today.
Oh, God, I hate war, but we're headed towards this time. Most likely time for war is during a fire horse, and we are entering.
Yeah. In fact, Whimsy, could you shed a little more light on that, since this is your expertise on the fire horse? I know most everything I know I've learned from you.
Well, it's every 60 years that you'll get, every 12 years you'll get a horse, and then every 12 years its element changes. So we talk about the 5 different elements and how each element gives birth to the other element. And so let me see if I can find, I think I might have, I don't think I have it on me, but we were showing people earlier what the 5 elements were. So 12 years ago, we were in a wood horse period, but wood feeds fire. So, so now 12 years later, the wood has erupted into fire. But the good aspect we always say about fire is purification. This is why usually when you have a religious ceremony, like in India, if you're going to do mantras, or they'll do what's called a fire ceremony, which has to do with purifications and mantras and putting the ghee into the fire. And these mantras are about purification. So this idea of fire also being about burning off the impurities. It's like if you want to have pure gold or you want to have some pure metal, you have to get it to a high enough temperature so that you can burn off the waste and the residue, and then it will come to the surface and you skin it off, and then you can have the purest quality of that particular element. And that's kind of the imagery they use when you think about the power of fire and the fire horse that's coming in right now.
Well, and the last horse was wood, of course. So it seems like this is a natural transition to go from the wood to the burning stage like this.
Yeah, and wood constructs something, and the wood element, we've talked a lot about wood, and that wood is associated with, I believe, liver and gallbladder, right? So
right.
You have that rising of fire. This is the idea of congestion of the liver. and fire, like in PMS.
Inflammation.
Yeah, where you're feeding all that heat.
Yeah. And I think about Chinese medicine, how, they check your tongue for heat. People tend to have a lot of anxiety, stress, adrenal issues.
Right. And so they're also predicting a much hotter year in 2026. So we could be seeing a lot of records for global warming. But
fires here in LA.
But fire, you can get a reaction to fire, which is that it will attract water. Because to balance out, water comes to put out the fire.
Yeah.
That's why you'll have water after congestive heart failure. Will come the water, the edema, right? So it's often a reaction to the heat of the heart, the heat of the fire. So they're predicting that this summer is going to be a really hot summer, really, really hot, along with a lot of hurricanes, floods, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm just worried about here in Southern California, what we went through last year with the Santa Ana winds and the drought and the horrific fires. And I knew even when that happened, that wasn't the end of it. This is going to happen again. And what you're saying, we've got to be on guard this summer. From Joel Tilson, Zelensky is asking Europe for 1 million military troops to bring an end to the war. And Putin, I didn't know about this, Whimsy.
Let's throw some cards on it. Let's see what we get. As we blitz away. I would like to see an end to this.
We all would. Or I like to think most all of us would. Well, certainly if this is going to happen, it looks like it could be quite positive. The first card that came up for me, I get the community card, which often refers to the people of the nation and so forth, how they're all being affected right now. There are a lot of lost, deaths, but then I started to get more positive cards. I got these came up. I feel good about these. New life, new beginnings, an infusion of life force, and ultimately a victory. So I hope and pray I'm correct. What do you have, Whimsy?
Yeah, I think that the West will win. We have to win, and also we have more resources than Russia.
They're seriously.
You have the war coming to an end with the opposition fleeing. The House of Opposition is fleeing, so that would mean that Russia flees.
Sure. I mean, a million military troops. Wow, they could.
Yeah, the end, and be patient. Yes, I think it's very likely NATO is going to go in. I've always said that.
Yes.
If we either remove him or look, I don't want NATO to march on. Do you want NATO to march on Moscow? I don't think you do.
No.
At this point, though, it's kind of like when you're trying to get people to. There's so much money that is riding on both the rebuild of Gaza as well as the rebuild of Ukraine that I think it would be very difficult at this point to change the tide.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have those trade routes coming in, and Iran and Russia are not going to be a part of that. They're not going to be a part of these new trade deals. They've been completely pushed out. And that is the thing that Putin holds on to. It's the fumes. It's the fact that he shares a border, that he can go into China and hopefully do a deal with China. But China's never had the greatest relationship with Russia.
No, they haven't. That's something that keeps striking me as the United States is losing its standing in the world. It seems like the NATO alliance is like I don't know if sleeping giant is the correct terminology, because they are a giant, but they're really coming more into their power. They may be responsible for ending the war in the Ukraine. They're already, you and I have both talked about this, how they're probably going to say to us, if you don't get rid of that president, we're going to come in and do it for you. They're claiming their power in the world on a much bigger stage right now, it seems. Does it seem that way to you, Whimsy, with NATO?
Yes, I do. I agree with you. I agree with you about most things. That's why we're best friends. So we're besties.
We're family.
We are family, very much so.
Yeah.
So I don't, I felt like there were was 3 guys, that they were white, that they were local criminals, and I don't know. Is there anything else, Chuck, that they were amateurs?
Yeah, amateurs. I just kept seeing bungling idiots who didn't know what the hell they were doing, and they got in way over their head. And now they're like, what have we done? And they could be facing murder charges. They got the FBI after them. Even Trump is after them right now. The whole world is watching this story.
That's right.
It got much bigger than they ever thought.
She's cute. Savannah's cute. I gotta help her. She's a cutie. Yeah, basically. She's blonde, right?
Oh.
So this is what Grok came up with during the unmasked. Who we are looking. We're not. Even though I think it's pretty obvious that he is a kidnapper, we're not supposed to. This is a person of interest, right? This is the unmasked. This is what the person with the mask, what they look like when the mask is taken off.
I would love to know more about the process of the Grok computer, how it was able to determine all this. I guess by bringing up the detail of like the contours of the mask, perhaps, like the shape, the nose. They were able to see the hint of the mustache, the eyes, the eyebrows. So that's quite brilliant.
I think, let's see if I can find, I could ask, I think what I said from Grok is I asked Grok to basically unclothe the perp, as they say. And yes, the last couple of generated images, especially the ones with the short buzz cut lights. Okay, blue eyes is a realistic style, represents my current best guess reconstruction of what the person in the original low light footage most likely plausibly looks like. So what Grok is saying, let me show it again so that people have a better image. Okay. Based on computer generated image to the best of Grok's ability, this is the young man that we're looking for. Low light, Grok couldn't determine the eye color, so he was able to increase light in his program, and that was how he was able to determine what the individual looks like.
I forget, this is a small community in Arizona, correct? Where Guthrie lives. So I'm wondering if this could be a local person.
Oh, I think it is.
So that should make it a lot easier to narrow down.
I got really thrown for a loop when they're like, she could be in Mexico with the cartel, because I was seeing this guy and I kept saying that. His hair's a little longer, by the way. When I saw the image I had, his hair he had let his hair go a little longer.
Yeah. I just kept seeing amateurs. I mentioned it on the show last week, and I certainly was not trying to make light of this in any way, but it reminded me of that movie Ruthless People, where Bette Midler was kidnapped, and it was a couple, it was Judge Reinhold and somebody else. They didn't know what the hell they were doing, and she was a much bigger handful than they thought. And it turned out Danny DeVito, the husband, hated her, and he didn't want to pay the ransom. He was happy she was kidnapped. Remember that?
Very funny. All right. 6 men in Epstein files today are Wexner, Victoria's Secret, Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, CEO of DP World, Emirati billionaire Nicola Caputo, Salvatore Noira, and Zurab Mikeladze, and Leonik Leonov. So basically, we have some Eastern European human trafficking going on, and we got the Russian mafia involved, and the Arab community, the Arab countries like United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia involved as well. So that means we've got blackmail on Saudis. We've got blackmail on the Saudis. Israel has blackmail on the Saudis too, probably now. Yeah.
This is starting. It's going to be so much.
It's making you sick, isn't it, Chuck? I know. I was talking to him earlier. I was talking to Chuck earlier, and he was getting sick. I'm like, Chuck is like a normal person.
I hope so.
He's like, I'm a man. He's like, don't ask me. I have no idea how a guy could do this. It was like,
well,
okay,
I don't understand how you could possibly do this.
And you're not attracted to women under 30, are you? I mean, you're attracted to people your own age, right?
It depends on the individual person.
But
it's in the person's soul, but I'm not children, for God's sake.
But you wouldn't. I don't think you've ever date. I don't think I've ever seen you with somebody in their 20s. I mean, like somebody.
Well, not since I was.
Not since you were in your
20s.
Yeah. So you tend to date people that are age appropriate, like in their 30s or old. I've never known you to not be attracted to somebody who's age appropriate. I've known you for a while.
Okay.
I mean, in the entire, come on, an 18-year-old, you've never been attracted.
No, I wouldn't be attracted because I wouldn't have anything in common, in all likelihood.
So not all guys are pigs.
No.
I
certainly hope. But
so
well, I said this to you.
I think we have to kind of remind ourselves of that, because you look at this and then you think, look, all men are just the most horrible people. And then I talked to my assistant. He's like, I have no desire to be inappropriate with young people. It's not all guys are not jerks.
To you before the show, I was never sexually abused as a child, but I was certainly psychologically abused enough to know the harm that you do to another soul. And it's unconscionable to harm children in this way. It sickens me. I think it's one of the worst things in the world.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Chuck. We appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for saying that. Will the threat of NATO troops invading Russia bring Putin to peace deal? I don't think anything. I think the man is completely out of his mind and out of touch with reality. Insane. I don't know, Chuck. What do you think?
Oh, I think the same thing as you. I think he's just under total delusion. He's lost his mind, and probably it's almost like Trump. What is going to bring him down ultimately? Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera is showing a possible subject with 4 images. Will this result in arrests?
Yeah, soon? I think so.
I think so too.
Because we have they're unmasking him now with AI. So we have But when I saw that kid, by the way, when I saw him, his hair was longer. It was coming up to here. It was the same face. I gave you guys description.
You did.
I told you he was a white. But his hair was a little bit longer than what the AI generation was showing, and he had a baseball cap, and he was looking up the hill at some construction, and he was checking the construction, and he had been watching that area. And when I put myself in the shoes of the abductor, I felt like I was from here. I know this area very well.
Yeah.
And but I was associated with 2 other people. So even though the camera only captured 1 person, I did not act alone. There's more than me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am connected either to a brother or somebody close to me, like a brother, in addition to somebody else. So I saw a total of 3 people. But that Ring camera, that did pretty good. That's pretty much the guy I saw that I was telling you guys about.
That's incredible.
But I'm wondering why we didn't see the other 2. Well, one guy was probably the driver, but there's another guy. There's another guy also that I saw.
Yeah. Well, it's my understanding that man showed up early in the morning to tamper, to disconnect the camera or something. And then they came later that night. Nancy was dropped off.
Really?
She was having, sorry about this. Apologize for that. I told you not to call.
But anyway, I saw 3 people, and that thing only showed 1 person. I'm like, then when they unmask, I'm like, okay, so I got the face right, but then I'm like, where's the other 2 guys?
Yeah, that's my understanding, that he acted alone, came there that morning, and of course, in the chain of events, Nancy was out having dinner with her family. She was dropped off at 10 p.m. that night.
So he was the initial, and then the other 2,
and
the driver and everybody.
I probably have my facts incorrect here, but I think it was roughly around 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. They suspect that's when the break-in occurred, and she was abducted. And I think it was like an hour or so later, her pacemaker was no longer connected with the app on her. I guess it was her iWatch or something. I forget.
I think it was left I think it was left at her home, and that's why it disconnected.
That's the reason. Yes,
that she was moved.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this poor woman. I feel so bad for her.
These guys were probably not sophisticated enough.
We're not allowed. That's a violation.
Yeah, we can't. I even felt reluctant to talk about it.
We were not allowed to do that. We can't. We can't. We're not. Imagine if we got it wrong. and the family was watching.
Exactly. I do not want to go there either.
Yeah, you can't predict death as a psychic.
No.
And somebody made the mistake of doing that when I was 15 years old. I said, when am I going to die? And she said, you're going to die this time. And I never forgot when she said, I'm going to die. And now I've got it in my head that I'm going to die at that time. And I'm thinking, who the hell tells a 15-year-old girl you're going to die when you're 70 such years of age?
That's unconscionable.
It's so irresponsible.
Yes,
and
it is.
What if, God forbid, her daughter was watching this channel and hysterical, and somebody made a guess and said, oh, she's dead, or she's,
sure.
It's just not appropriate. And this is an entertainment channel. So I do the best I can to get the impressions. I think I did pretty good with that face, but it's like, but you got to be careful with things like that, because we have to be sensitive to other people.
We have a sacred responsibility here.
I agree.
Yeah.
China having a quiet civil war between Xi and the military. I think so. What do you think, Chuck? I think they're scared of Xi, though. Let's take a look at the card.
The terminology, a quiet civil war.
Let's take a look. Hi, Rocking Pony Lady. I just saw her. Hello. Hi, George. Hi, John. Hi, Tarot by Sharona. Hi, Anne. 5808. Pat Sparrow, hello.
I apologize. I didn't get to say hello to everyone.
That's okay.
With my impaired vision and everything going on here.
Don't worry about it.
But we love you all. I'm not sure what to make of my cards here.
Do you want me to go first? Because the main thing I get is just fear. I just feel that she is a tyrant, that she is intimidating and frightening other people to the point where they're afraid to go out against him or something, because you have this kind of fear here. He's afraid of incarceration and they're afraid of him. And then there's a lot of economic issues going on right now, the issue of financing. And boy, a lot of strongholding going on as well, but a lot of confusion. I think people genuinely don't know who's in charge, and I think people are afraid of him.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I was having a little trouble deciphering this card, so I'm glad you went first. Sometimes when I do my cards, I need more time than just 30 seconds or a minute to do something quick live.
Sure, no problem.
But I was getting cards along those lines about around Xi, deceit and creating a lot of despair and people worried about survival. There's suffering, but going on business decisions, people in purpose, and also even though this sounds weird, partnerships in love, but something around partnerships. And that's what I was trying to figure out from this. I think you narrowed it down much better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, is he going to continue to have loyalty? I don't know. It looks pretty scary.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, we helped Eleanor. Let's see, this makes me feel good. We want you happy. We want to be light. We're trying to our guru is Catherine O'Hara. Yes.
Mm-hmm. She came to both of us.
Light, people, light.
Advised us. Yes. Up.
She told us to keep our energy up. You don't want to go down there. You don't want to go to be depressed. That's what she said.
Up. Whimsy, I know when I tap into her, it's just, there's a purity. It's just like joy, happiness. It's like, wow, what a ride I had on Earth. And I love the legacy I left behind. Now it's time to move on to new adventures. Do you get that feeling from Catherine O'Hara?
That she psychologically knew how to not go down that negative road.
Yeah.
And she knew about energy. She was an energy worker. So she knew, this thought, you get into a thought and then, my husband, this, and then, and the next thing you know, you're just like, you may go to breath. It's like, well, nobody wants to hang out here. What a Debbie
It's still like one of her characters.
Yeah. Right. So, but if you keep it all high and happy and hello, I'm Catherine O'Hara and I'm high.
You know what?
Up. then what happens is the people around you, whoop, they have to go up to you have to adjust to be with her energy.
Yeah.
You've got to be up here, adjusting to this.
It's a
And
very high
she knocks,
vibrational energy.
right. That's what I felt as her.
That's
And
what I
so
definitely feel. It's just like a purity.
you have to
It's
go on a higher level. You cannot be depressed and channel Catherine O'Hara. It
yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah, it's even the feeling of, don't be sad for me. I'm just going on to new adventures, and I'm proud of what I left behind on Earth, and I'm happy that I made you laugh. I mean, really, that was her purpose here on Earth. I remember watching her way, way back, like 45 years ago on SCTV, and I could never understand why she didn't become a bigger star. And so when she did leave this Earth, she was celebrated like a major celebrity. She did achieve that stardom she deserved.
Oh, I think so. I think everybody knew her. She was
Oh.
Evan's mom. She was Schitt's Creek's mom. I mean, she was everybody's wonky, funny mom. Everybody knew Catherine O'Hara.
Well, I loved her when she
Everybody
did
loved
Katharine
her.
Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn describing her first time. She just did the best impression, and she did Lucille Ball and Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Annie
I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah. Look it up on YouTube.
Did you hear something about this?
About what? I haven't read this yet.
A body found?
Well, there was a female body found not too far away from Nancy's house, but there's been no word yet about her. No, I have not heard this. I
think there was something that happened, but it was 20 years ago that I read about.
Oh, please. Is there any way you can look that up quickly?
Yeah, I'm just looking it up with Grok right now.
Yeah.
No, there is no credible report or evidence that a female body has been found near Nancy Guthrie's house or the surrounding area. There may have been a body that was found there in the 1970s.
Maybe that's what it is. There's just, there's so many of these copycats, people trying to obfuscate the truth. And then there's artificial intelligence and, even the ransom notes, they don't know if they're coming authentically from the kidnappers or not.
Right. So people want to talk a little bit about the Epstein-Trump, the latest thing that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try and, is there anything that you want to add to this that we haven't added so far? I know that you've been checking the news today, and I think just from your response today when we had talked, you seemed pretty upset and disgusted, but is there anything you wanted to point out that we hadn't mentioned?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something we have not mentioned that we.
Well, what was his name? Who is the finance guy who's in trouble right now? Lutnick, is that it? Lutnick. He claimed that he thought Epstein was the most horrible man in the world, and now Lutnick has been found to have gone to the island. He had taken his wife and kids with him.
Gee.
So Lutnick is one of those people that basically lied. The FBI, we did the unmasking. Everybody saw the picture of the unmasked Nancy Guthrie. If you need to see it again, we can show it again. But yeah, so members of Trump's team, people who work for Trump, including Lutnick, his finance guy, went to the island. And of course, the same thing that's happening here in the United States is now happening in Great Britain and France, where you have all these politicians that were compromised.
Oh, certainly.
It's also getting linked back to blackmail schemes with Putin.
Thinking of Britain with Mendelssohn, and
can you talk a little bit about that? Because I don't think everybody knows.
Well, let's see. He was in the House of Lords, correct?
Okay, yes.
House of Lords, and of course, his name was involved in the Epstein files, and I think didn't he have his title stripped away from him? But it's been said that the prime minister needs to take far more serious action against him, and people are even wondering why further action hasn't been taken yet. And that's where it was brought up. The king at least took action against Andrew. Why isn't the prime minister doing more? And maybe that even arouses suspicion about the prime minister being involved in the Epstein files.
Right. People want to go back to what was happening with the Royals. I got a lot of email on the Royals. I got a good 4 or 5 comments on the Royals this week. Thank you, everybody who sends messages to me, whimsyanderson@gmail.com. Chuck and I will try to get to them. If I don't get to them, you can also email Chuck, dransfieldchuck@gmail.com.
Yeah, dransfieldchuck@gmail.com.
Yeah, dransfieldchuck. And we do look at your questions. I have to say this took me for a loop because I honestly don't know what they can do. If this, I'm being completely honest. Like if they're having orgies at Balmoral Castle, and if everybody knew, does that mean everybody has to leave? I mean, I honestly, I don't know how to answer this question.
Well, that's why it's coming up that members of the royal family, including the king and Camilla, may be forced to testify in
Well, this is terrible.
Well, I read a piece today that it could even bring down the royal family.
That's what I'm saying.
Royal family is so fragile as it is right now. So,
oh my God, you want to hear something ironic? The only people that are not involved in this, that weren't at the parties, are Harry and Meghan.
Really? That would make sense.
Yes, they weren't there. They're the only ones that are clean. How's that for irony? I'm telling you, they wanted to cover this up. Why is this relevant? That's the other thing. So it's one of the number one questions. And then why is it relevant? I think anytime people are in a position of power, this kind of power where they're free to like kidnap 9-year-old children from Eastern Europe and or Brazil or wherever, then I think that if you care about human beings, then this is relevant.
Yeah.
Or whether we should even have royal families at all, because it's all about power and abuse. Is this what you chose to do with unlimited power, is have 72 teddy bears and rape children? What a freak.
Well, the royal family has been on shaky ground for a long, long time. You know, they're basically at the mercy of the British taxpayers to pay their bills. And one thing, the glue that held the family together was Queen Elizabeth, because she was so beloved and she conducted herself impeccably. Of course, now it's turning out that she was one of the biggest enablers of Andrew. I think even her legacy is going to be tarnished.
I want to look at this. I want to take a look and see at the future of William. And this is bad. Like, here's why people are asking. And I think a lot of the people asking are the people that we have we have a lot of fans from Canada and Britain. And I think that they especially want us to take a look at this. But I think that the reason why people are asking so much about this is because there's real evidence that they chose to scapegoat Meghan and to blow this whole thing up simply as a way of directing away from this.
A diversion, a distraction.
So wouldn't it be ironic if they all had to leave and abdicate and the only one left was Harry?
You know what? A very good psychic friend of mine, like 2 years ago, she said she didn't understand.
He's the only one that's not compromised.
She told me she saw Harry becoming king. And at the time I thought, oh, come on, really? And she said, I don't know why I'm seeing this, but I'm seeing it.
I want to take this. Let's just look at William's cards, because I got a bad feeling about his future. Yeah. I don't feel good about it at all, to be honest with you.
I've got 3 cards here. I'm trying to put more of them.
I'm kind of worried about William. Oh my God.
Well, what I'm getting is not looking the greatest. I'm trying to get a conclusion card here. I'm not getting anything conclusive, but what I'm getting is kind of suggesting something. Okay. Leadership card, I take that to mean the crown, the king. Community comes up again. This always comes up for me when it involves the people, in this case, the British people. There's going to be judgment. There's a lot of discontent. Let's see, decisions. And this was the last one I got. A lot of truth is coming to the surface. Now, I didn't read beyond this, but this seems to be leading a trail towards where it's not so good for him.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see what you have to say.
So basically what the cards are saying is that in the next couple of years, it looks like in maybe the next few years, William will most likely be the king, because you have death and transformation right over him.
Yeah.
So he is going to be the king. And then you have this opposition, ship going in or sailing away. I feel like it's almost as if King Charles abdicates in the next 3 years.
Do you think that could be health reasons?
I mean, what a horrible story. I mean, this is I mean, they've got pictures of Epstein at Balmoral, and they're having parties, and they're bringing in trafficked people. So it wasn't just Andrew, it was Andrew and his friends having parties at Balmoral on the British taxpayer dollar to rape children at Balmoral at British taxpayer expense.
God.
What the hell did you know? That's why it's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that if there's any possibility that the Queen or Charles or any of them knew about these raunchy parties, and I mean, like the photographs out of Balmoral, how freaking bad can it get?
Yeah.
That
certainly would not make him worthy to be king.
Yeah, and then you get into this weird stuff with Thomas Kingston's suicide, and he was involved in finance, and they're fighting on the lawn because why? Because the British royals are broke. They ain't got no money, honey. So that makes them vulnerable to these kinds of blackmail schemes where they're borrowing money from Epstein and saying, oh, you'd like to meet my 16-year-old niece or daughter? Or there's a woman out of the United Arab Emirates. It's like, oh, my younger sister, you can have her. She's 13 and prettier than me. Like, people were throwing their children. These broke aristocrats seem to be throwing their children at Epstein in order to get themselves out of debt. I mean, how far gone? And now there's...
Well, that's where your soul is completely lost, in my opinion.
So it looks to me like it's so filthy. It's so dirty. It's so disgusting. The thing with Fergie, oh, marry me already. And I thought you cared about me and you just wanted to be close to me to get close to Andrew. What, did you think that you and him were going to get married and have some kind of a relationship? I mean, and she's taking his money. Like, just, this is so sick. It's so sick. But I can tell you, they all have to go. And I'm telling you, they're going to push him out to leave early. Look at that, 6 of Cups. It's what he wants. His wish has been granted, 9 of Cups. And I'll tell you something, William, you're on thin ice. You will probably take the throne in less than 3 years, I'm feeling. But you better watch your ass, because you're on thin ice, because the only person whose hands aren't dirty is Meghan and Harry at this point. You were all at Balmoral. You were all at the parties. You were all participating. You're all sick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I was getting from my cards is community. The people are too savvy to this. They're watching all of this. They know what's going on. And the hit I'm getting is, even if William does become king, it's going to be an extremely diminished monarchy. It will never be the glory of when his grandmother was the queen. It's going to be streamlined. It's going to be brought down. It might even be the end of the monarchy after him. Or do you think there is a chance Harry could come in?
I think he's going to have to make peace with his brother and come in and do some of the work. And I think that there have to be some kind of resolution, because 100%, there's just too many Brits that they were broke and desperate, and now they're getting linked back to Russian money. They've been borrowing money from the Russians since the time of Queen Victoria. People were getting into financial trouble when the socialists came in and started taxing everybody. They went broke and started throwing themselves at the mercy of their friends over in Russia, their family in Russia.
Do you think all of that about the Queen being one of the richest women in the world was just a lot of fantasy and publicity?
No. She had a lot of money, but she never spent it. I mean, she was like a poor. She had a ration.
She was frugal.
She kept the ration book.
She was a very practical woman. She was not into.
And they saved her ration book at the museum. I think it's at the British Museum. You can see her and her sister's ration books from World War II. These people knew how to sew. They knew how to care for themselves.
She even said one of the happiest periods of her life was when she was working as an auto mechanic, getting dirt under her fingernails. The Queen could take an engine apart and put it back together again.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things she got tested in, and she was very nervous, was that all the parts were put down and she had to focus and put everything back together, and she would be timed on how, and she loved it.
She did.
You know, she found her calling. Is Epstein in Israel? No, he is not. I don't think he's dead. Yes, he is. So that was easy. That was fast. Okay. I thought that's going to be more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Megan here too. And she used to come to Earth
I was just
Bar,
going to say, yeah.
she would get what was called
We met her.
Yeah, the Slim Berry.
Mm-hmm.
And she's come in when Chuck is there, but she was so unassuming that Chuck didn't notice her. And that's because you didn't notice her. That's okay.
Well, this was when she was doing that game show with the briefcases, the models and the briefcases.
Yeah, but she would come. She was she went, I think, with the 9 Bridges. She would do the yoga on Sunday. Then they would all get in line and she would get her berry smoothie. I'm sure you remember her. She was quiet. Yeah. She would have her hair in a ponytail. I was reminded of her. She was unassuming and
very unassuming. And very nice.
Say, do you need any help? And she'd be like, no.
Yeah.
She would just, no, I don't.
And I do know.
She was very shy. I had no idea all this made up BS with these stories about Megan. That person never came to our store.
No, not at all.
She was very normal.
I used to live in West Hollywood, and on the street my apartment building was on, she and Harry were there doing Meals on Wheels, hand delivering meals to people in their homes.
Yeah, we don't know this person that all this BS, fake body language people paid out of Russia with fake. It's all fake. Those of us that live in West Hollywood that served her or know her, completely didn't. Nobody ever had a problem with her until she got there.
Like you said, very
all
nice,
made up. It's all fake. We're telling you.
Unassuming.
We're telling you. We know. She came to the store.
Yeah,
she got her berry smoothie. She would buy her own vitamins. She never asked to be pampered. She would just come and get her stuff and leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, last year when we had the fires, she and Harry, they were housing a lot of people in the Pasadena Civic Center.
Oh, nice.
And she and Harry were there bringing blankets and food and provisions.
Sounds like them. They're good
sitting
people.
Down, hugging people, comforting.
Yeah, nothing you've heard about her is true. None of us that have seen her, she never wanted to be pampered. She never wanted to be assisted. She would shop for herself. She would take care of herself. That's what I witnessed.
That's what I saw too.
Yeah. Prince Philip was very strict with Charles. What are you thinking? Do you feel like there was some kind of a rivalry that happened between the two brothers because of expectation? Because that's certainly what Harry says about him and William.
Well, I'd mentioned earlier there was a lot of resentment between William and Andrew because supposedly Queen Elizabeth gave far more love and favoritism to him than to Charles. But Prince Philip, I don't know if The Crown, the TV series, is very reliable, but that certainly has been what they've been, what they projected on the show. But I've also read that he was extremely strict with Charles. Charles was a very sensitive boy. Did you know he wanted to be an actor?
I heard that he wanted. Yeah, he wanted to be like wasn't he in plays as a child?
Yeah, in college. In college, he was in plays. He wanted to be an actor. I keep thinking of JFK Jr.
Yeah,
he wanted to be an actor. And his mother, Jackie, said, no way. No way are you going to be an actor. You're going to be a lawyer. In this case, you're going to be the future king, whether you like it or not.
Let him go be an actor, whatever the hell you want. It's your life.
Yeah, exactly. I was very sympathetic to him.
I was watching this young woman take her vows to be a nun. And she was so into it. She was into, just giving her life to God. And you would think her family would be happy. And they were ready to commit suicide. It was like their daughter might as well have done heroin. They would have been happy if their daughter was doing heroin and knocked up with some, on the streets. They basically said we would have been more happy than her being a nun because we want grandkids. And
what was that? I think I remember that.
Her father was a complete atheist, and her mother was kind of like, man. She just got really into the service, studying Catholicism, and she decided to give her life to Christ. And her parents were like, her parents attended the service where she takes on the habit. And the film showed her parents, and they looked like they were attending a funeral.
What was the film? I'm trying to think of that. I know I've seen
In the Habit, something like that.
In the Habit.
It's the documentary with a woman. It's a pretty famous.
I know I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I was watching it the other day, and I was just like, oh my God, these parents are so damn. Because now it's a bigger than ever because the number of women taking vows has increased. These new nuns, yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought it had dramatically dropped.
No, well, it did, and now it's back up again. And I think what's happening is that a lot of people are returning back to their spirituality, and I think it's great. It's a beautiful thing to give your life to God. I think it's
It is a
lovely.
beautiful thing. It's a deeply personal choice.
But the father's reaction, like, he just looked like, my child. It's like, and they were like, would you be happier if she was like pregnant? The person had said, but now she's never going to have an unwanted. They were trying to make him feel better. She's not going to be home. Mama, I'm in trouble. Oh, we wish that she, like, yes, we will have raised the child. Like, they would so much rather she was a girl in trouble.
Oh my God.
To show that.
Oh my God.
Right. So the point is that it was an Eastern European family that had was very close, obviously, but
yeah.
You have to kind of let kids just be whatever they're going to be. And I think that's so sad. If you're like a prince, you're not going to be able to be who you want to be. You've got your parents dictating everything.
That is sad. Well, it's just like also they showed on The Crown, Princess Margaret was not even allowed to marry the man she loved. She was forbidden by the crown. They all made sacrifices. Well, let's see here. Will the international community stop the suffering in Cuba caused by the U.S./Trump food and fuel blockade? That's a good question.
Let's take a look.
The international community, much like NATO and other countries.
Yeah, let's see if the embargoes are going to hold, or if we're going to stop with the embargoes, and if we're going to start making peace with Cuba, because I don't like it, and I don't think anyone else does either.
Whimsy, I know this has nothing to do with the cards, but I'm wondering if once Trump is out of office, a lot of these embargoes and tariffs.
I'd like to see it end. I don't think it's done anything to make life better for anybody. Oh, no. It hasn't improved our lives, and it hasn't improved the life of the people of Cuba. I think there's other. I don't think it's accomplishing anything. Embargo.
So far, the tariffs have only hurt people. I was reading just today about the farmers, how badly they've been hurt by tariffs. Trump wants to do more tariffs on Canada.
Well, they can't get bread. I mean, come on. What? I'm just so sick of these trade wars and everything. Looks like justice is coming to Cuba. And I also see a great rejoicing over Cuba. So I feel like Cuba has a great future.
Well, that's great. That's great, because initially I got that right now the president. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you?
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Okay, because of the present situation, there's a shadow over this. There's tremendous exhaustion. Everybody is worn out from this. I got the purpose card upside down, inverted. Like, this is so against anything that's constructive, anything that's helping people, just like we just said. And what I take great hope in is my final card was new life, which you confirmed in your reading. So I think all this is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wonder if this is going to be during the J.D. Vance presidency that we're going to see an end to a lot of this nonsense and hopefully some stabilization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think we will. All right, Puerto Rico's future. Well, after the Bad Bunny, I'm optimistic, right?
Yeah. Hasn't Puerto Rico wanted to be a state for a number of years?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because they would have voter representation. Yeah.
Well, they still vote. They do vote, don't they? Vote for the president?
I'm not sure. Perhaps one of our
viewers. They have like two or three. They have 2 or 3 representatives, but they don't have a senator.
Maybe that's it. I would imagine Puerto Rico is currently similar to the way Hawaii and Alaska used to be before they became states.
Right.
So I would like to look into that after
we should go to Puerto Rico. There we go. We'll go to Puerto Rico next. After Paris, we'll go to Puerto Rico.
Okay. You're on. Okay. So will they ever be a state? And I just put my pendulum down. I can't find it.
I would say yes. Puerto Rico will definitely be a state.
I found it.
Okay. I got yes. We got a strong option here. Going to be transformed for the better. And then we have the Ace of Cups, which is a welcoming, and then economic confidence, the 9 of Pentacles. Also, I see it as a breadbasket or a source of a lot of food, produce, and exporting coming out of Puerto Rico in the future.
Yeah, I see that also. But I wanted to just put it to the pendulum, and you saw my embarrassing moment there where I couldn't find it. It went down between my couch cushions. But I did ask the question, and I said, will Puerto Rico be a state? And I get a strong yes on that. Now, I don't know a time frame. Would you have a time frame with your cards, Whimsy?
No, I didn't get a time frame.
But it does look like they're heading in that direction eventually. And you're right. You know what Bad Bunny did at the Super Bowl just may have been one of the greatest PR campaigns of all time for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what's the next question here?
Well, they want to know about William and Kate being at the part. We got a lot of questions about this whole royal expose that happened with Epstein, and I get it. I mean, I don't think that. Well, actually, there is a correlation between Epstein and Kate. Through Branson, she was dating Sir Richard Branson.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And there's a relationship there between her, Branson, and Epstein. So there was a little bit. I don't know if there's much to that. I think it's really more if you knew what your uncle, the dirty uncle, was up to. Did you say something? Did you do something? Did you try and warn somebody? Did you file a police report? Or did you just put your... So if nothing else, they were sitting around and attacking Meghan like she's the most evil person in the world because she sent an email at 3 a.m. You didn't have to read it at 3 a.m. This is what they're saying. Oh, she sends early. Well, she's a yogi. She gets up early, does her yoga, and then sends her emails. Oh my God, you're sending emails at 6 a.m. Yeah, I'm a yogi.
Oh, the horror of it, the scandal.
Or you raped an 8-year-old. I mean, gain some perspective. So I think that if nothing else, William and Kate are being accused of, poor judgment if they don't know the difference between. Oh my God.
Complicity by just being aware, not speaking up. That may be the downfall of a lot of members of the royal family if they're asked to testify.
Yeah. So that's the... Oh, okay. We could throw on this. This was asked more than once, so let's go ahead and throw on.
Were they at the Epstein party?
Yeah, it's a couple people that want to know. We'll go ahead and throw on this. Well, I'm shocked. That's all I got to say. I can't believe people.
Well,
I can't just... Why? Oh, it's so bad.
I know. Well, it's going to get worse.
This is what you do with power? You molest kids? Freak.
I always see power as a sacred responsibility to do good for people.
I know.
Maybe that's a naive way of looking at it.
Talk about it like on this show every week. He's, how can we lift people up? That's his number one question every time before we go live is, how can I lift people up?
Exactly. So this is sacred.
You don't necessarily, it's hard to
parties. Yeah. Well, for whatever it's worth, I'm getting, they were at some parties.
Are you serious?
Well, I got a yes on that, and then I got the pleasure card.
Oh, God.
Would you take that to mean they were at the parties?
Yes, they were probably at some freaky parties.
Yeah, what did you get, Whimsy?
Something like that is going to be... Oh, I'm getting an expose. That's got me nervous, and their situation is transformed. Look, I think they're the only ones left of the royal family that's not completely ruined. But if more dirt comes out, then who knows if there is even, like you said, if there isn't even going to be a royal family. Like a lot of people feel that it's not even relevant. It's not, a lot. How many Brits and Canadians are here? Because these questions usually come in from Canadians. We're Americans. We try to, include you guys' questions. But I think that Canadians and Brits have very strong feelings about this, particularly if they're dealing with taxation issues and they can't boil a can of soup and they've got some pedophile over at Balmoral having orgies. Because, and
they're supporting this lavish lifestyle through their hard-earned tax dollars. I used to have a British roommate many years ago. He could not stand the royal family. He said
this is probably why.
Them. Yeah. Well, this was many years ago before all the scandals. He just was talking about, tax dollars, his family having to pay to support the royal family. But anyway, the comment here, royals have no relevance. Oh, it disappeared.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't know if you want. Did you want me to read that or not?
Yeah, we're because the podcast people can't see it. They're just listening in their cars, so they need you to read.
The royals have no relevance in today's world. The Queen knew how awful Andrew was. People told her.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, that we had talked about that, and yet she continued to support him, and she continued to enable him and cover him up. So I think even her legacy is going to be tarnished by the time all of this is done, which is going to just further bring down the royal family because she was like the last remaining glue that held it together. Why would William be compromised in all of the scandal? What?
Was his name mentioned in the Epstein file? God, that would be horrible.
No, that would be horrible. I don't. So far, no. Now that's going to be a dilemma for King Charles. If that's the case, that's going to be a huge dilemma.
Let's check.
But
William, I
really
don't want to believe it.
Well, what I still wonder, because I think we've already touched upon this, in a way he has been compromised. All the members of the royal family have been compromised simply because of association and what they know and what they haven't talked about. But
no, he performed in Britain. It wasn't a Diddy party. No, that's a miss. I fact checked that. No, there was a performance at a Diddy concert, and the royals got to meet him backstage, and it took all of 2 minutes, but they weren't at a Diddy white party. That's not true.
Yeah. So
yeah, she's pretty innocent. She's you know what she is? It's Loki. You know what she is? She's an extremely disciplined professional woman. That's the impression I got.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, she was just very unassuming, natural.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was. And then the boss, what's his name? David told us who she was.
Yeah.
And then about a year after they got married.
Yeah.
A year after I started working there.
That was, I tell you, a really surrealistic place for us to work, because there was almost never a day we did not have a major celebrity walk in through the doors.
Oh, multiple celebrities. All the time.
Multiple usually, but
Diddy came in. Diddy and Justin Bieber came in every day.
Oh, yeah.
We saw them every day.
I know. I mean, not that I was such a Justin Bieber fan, but I used to think, my God, here's someone who's probably one of the most famous faces on the planet Earth, and he's sitting 10 feet from me at the juice bar.
I just saw a kid drinking a juice. I honestly, I didn't get what the whole big deal is. Same with Diddy. Like, I'm busy doing my job, but I mean, you recognize people and say, oh, there's Diddy. Oh, there's so-and-so.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. We love him.
Jeff. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
We used to see those people every day.
Every day. In fact, my sister was saying, what a charmed life you lived, all these celebrities. And I said, well, you got to understand, when you see these celebrities every day.
Sharon Osbourne.
They just become regular people. Oh, Sharon Osbourne. I loved her. What a
Everyone loved. Yeah, she's
lady.
Very sweet.
Yeah. People love to ask me, well, tell me, who were the mean people? Who were the bitches? Who were the celebrities who acted awful? And
I never had a bad experience.
Me neither. I'd say 99.8% of the time they were just wonderful. They were just nice, normal, regular people. You treat someone with respect and dignity, you'll get respect and dignity.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a negative experience.
I can't recall any bad experiences with celebrities, and we had hundreds. Yeah.
I don't. I think the coolest was Val Kilmer. I got to assist Val Kilmer. And Val Kilmer was very, very shy. You know that about Val?
Yeah.
He was hiding, and his assistant was asking questions. Ask her about that.
Yes.
And then I'm answering her questions, and I look over, and I start looking at the guy and it's like, that's Val Kilmer.
I know. We would get that all the time.
And, because you don't think like that. Oh, you know who was one of my favorite customers?
Cool.
The Irish actor that used to come in.
Oh, Colin Farrell.
I love Colin.
Wasn't he a sweet guy?
Colin was a sweetheart.
And his sister used to come in with him. She was so beautiful.
Yeah,
so
Colin Farrell. I like
very nice people. I liked him too.
And Taylor. I liked, what's his name? The singer Taylor. He was nice.
You're not thinking of James Taylor, are you?
Oh, Aerosmith.
Oh,
I was sorry to hear that he had been so naughty when he was younger, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah. Well, you know what my biggest regret was? While I was on my lunch break, Barbara Streisand came in. So I come back from my lunch break. Oh, Chuck, guess who was just here? No! The woman I have wanted to meet.
I don't recognize people. Oh, Steven Tyler. Yeah, Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler. Okay.
Steven Tyler needs me to hold him when he shops. He's so affectionate. This is me shopping with Steven Tyler.
You know, someone I loved was Belinda Carlisle.
He's a big hugger.
Belinda Carlisle was such a sweetheart whenever she would come in. We would always have great conversations. Adrian Brody, I liked him a lot.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, this was a lovely time, Chuck. Thanks for hanging with me.
Well, thank you, Whimsy. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you and everybody else here.
So listen, if anybody needs a medical consult, intuitive reading, or to meet with you, how do they meet with you?
Well,
Chuck?
to meet with me, or if they'd like artwork, because I love to do portraits for people. It's just my name. You see it right there. Dransfield Chuck, one word, dransfieldchuck@gmail.com. Shoot me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And also I do a channel, Chuck's Captivating Chronicles, a chat show on Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, Chuck's Captivating Chat. We usually talk about a lot of old Hollywood stories, and you're after me to do more readings on there for people, and I know it's going to be heading in that direction.
Yeah. And don't believe everything you read about Megan. She was very, very normal.
I can attest.
All right. Yeah, she's just very normal. If you're trying to get in for a reading with me, you can find all that information below through a Booksy. I think we're out of here. Okay.
Are we out of here?
We're out of here. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you.
And we'll see you Thursday.
God bless. Peace out. We'll see you Thursday. And I think Chuck has a channeled message from Lucille Ball. And so I'm very excited to hear that.
I will read that on Thursday.
To do that Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, she's always my standby. Whenever I can't get a message from someone else, Lucy always says, "Oh, you can always call on me, honey. I have plenty to say."
Oh, so, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said they love Steven Tyler. Yeah, he's very affectionate. He's a very affectionate person. Yeah, he's a big teddy bear.
You know, Anne Hathaway. I liked her a lot when she used to come in a lot.
Oh, really? I don't. Did I meet her?
I don't know if you did. There was a period she was coming in every day.
Oh, then I probably did. Yeah.
It was shortly after she did the movie Les Miserables. You know, when she had her hair cut on camera.
Oh, now I remember. Yes, I did. Yes, and I remember thinking that she looked terrible like that, and I couldn't figure out why.
And anyway, I was at a SAG Awards screening of Les Miserables, and you know, because it's all actors who vote for the awards. If there's applause or anything,
but I wasn't working with you. I saw her. I was working at Ear One at the time when when she got her haircut. That was like in 2010. I think it was 2000.
Whatever year Les Miserables came out, I think that was 2012 or so.
Yeah,
she got the Academy Award for it.
Yeah,
but anyway. I was at a SAG Awards screening, you know, so it was all voting members, which is the largest branch of the Academy Awards, the actors. And it's always a good sign if an actor gets a round of applause during the screen. And, you know, when she sang her big number, I Dreamed a Dream or whatever it was, the applause was huge. And I got to tell Anne Hathaway about that. And she was like, "Really? You're kidding? They really did that for me? Oh my goodness, thank you for telling me."
That sounds like
Yeah. And of course she went on and got the Oscar for it. You know,
awesome.
That was like the first indication right there.
Yeah. It's interesting, you know, David was very matter of fact about that, because David, she was so regular when she was going to Nine Bridges. It was like, she come in here all the time. We had our owner was Iranian, and he was very matter of fact. Why did he marry Megan? She comes in here all the time. She comes in here all the time. She ordered Berry Slim. I think he's lost his mind. Megan? Or Megan? Like, she comes in.
But you know what?
Vitamins and eats that's who he married?
I love David.
We didn't know who she was. It was just like a regular person that would come and get the berry smoothie. I don't think he realized that that's going to be the Duchess. So I think that David was like, he's lost his mind. Like, yeah. Oh well. All right.
David is one of the nicest bosses I ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.
See you later. Bye. See you Thursday. Goodbye.